lovely Milky Way galaxy. So I want to make a disclaimer before I get into today's vlog. So what I'm basically going to be doing is I'm doing a review on the Jurassic World Dominion film. But before I do the review and tell you my opinion of the film and if it was good or bad or if I was indifferent, I thought I'd just read the plot to you. Now, I'm not going to do this for every single movie. I just thought that this movie was the right thing to do this for. Now, another thing I want to say before I get into reading this plot and doing my review on it is, I at some point, whether it's Saturday, whether it's Sunday, whether it's Monday or Tuesday next week, I want to go see the movie The Black Phone, which is Ethan Hawke. He's wearing a mask, and I'm not going to go into detail of what that movie is about, but you know, I really want to go see that. It hits theaters tomorrow, which is Friday, and at some point, like I said, I want to go see the film. Like whether it's Saturday morning or Saturday midday, whether it's Sunday midday, whether it's Monday midday, I want to do that at some point in the after it's been out for a day or two or three or whatever. So let's just get into this. So Jurassic World Dominion, 4 years after the cataclysmic volcanic eruption on Isla Nublar and the Lockwood Estate incident, the de-extinct dinosaurs freely roam the Earth, causing environmental upheaval and human deaths. But government approval, Bayesian genetics, has established a dinosaur sanctuary in Italy's Dolomite Mountains, where they conduct genomics research, ostensibly seeking groundbreaking pharmaceutical and agronomic applications. Claire Deering, Zia Rodriguez, and Franklin Webb are still with the Dinosaur Protection Group and investigate illegal dinosaur breeding sites. Claire's partner Owen Grady is working as a wrangler to relocate stray dinosaurs. The couple lives in a remote cabin in the Sierra Nevada mountains, secretly raising teenage Maisie Lockwood, Benjamin Lockwood's clone granddaughter. Owen's trained velociraptor Blue lives nearby and unexpectedly arrives with an asexually reproduced hatchling, which Maisie named Beta. Bayesian has been actively searching for Maisie, wanting to study her DNA for various nefarious schemes. Maisie, who is frustrated with living in seclusion, sneaks away from Owen and Claire, unaware Bayesian operatives have located her. They kidnap her and Beta. Elsewhere, formerly extinct giant locusts have inexplicably reappeared, with the resulting swarms wiping out crops. Paleobotanist Dr. Ellie Sattler observes that corporate-grown crops using Bayesian seed are left uneaten, raising suspicions that they created locusts. Believing the locust DNA dates to the Cretaceous period, Ellie approaches former partner and paleontologist Dr. Alan Grant for help. Franklin, who now working for the CIA's dinosaur unit, discovers that Maisie and Beta were likely taken to Malta. Claire and Owen arrive and infiltrate a dinosaur black market. When authorities launch a raid, predator dinosaurs are released, causing havoc. Barry Simbigna, Owen's former Jurassic World colleague, has been working undercover in Malta, says that Maisie and Beta are being transported to Bayesian's secluded Italian headquarters. Kayla Watts, a sympathetic cargo pilot, flies Claire and Owen there. Chaos theorist Dr. Ian Malcolm is working for Bayesian. After communications director Ramsey Cole informed Ian about CEO Louis Dodson's illegal activities, Ian sought Ellie's help to expose the company. It is revealed that company geneticist Dr. Henry Rue genetically engineered the locusts to avoid Bayesian crops to control the world's food supply. Wu now denounces Dodson's plan, which will cause massive global famine as the locusts spread unchecked. Maisie meets Wu who explains that she is a genetically identical child of Charlotte Lockwood, Benjamin Lockwood's daughter and Wu's former colleague. Charlotte used her own DNA to asexually conceive and give birth to Maisie. Charlotte also modified Maisie's DNA to make her immune to a genetic disorder that ultimately killed her. Wu believes both Maisie and Beta's DNA are the key to creating a pathogen that will halt the locust outbreak. Upon reaching Biosin airspace, Pterosaurus attack Kayla's plane. Claire ejects while Owen and Kayla survive a crash landing. Following separate encounters with the Therizinosaurus and a Pyroraptor, the three regroup. Meanwhile, Ellie and Alan access a restricted Biosyn lab and steal a locust sample. They encounter Maisie, who leaves with them. Discovering the breach, Dodson incinerates the locust in the lab to destroy evidence. Burning locusts escape while inadvertently sparks a forest fire and forces a site-wide evacuation. After discovering Ian's involvement, Dodson terminates his employment. Alan, Ellie, and Maisie barely escape the facility before finding Ian and then joining Owen, Claire, and Kayla. Meanwhile, Dodson flees with dinosaur embryos via a hyperloop when the power is rerouted. He becomes trapped in a tunnel and subsequently killed by a Dilophosaurus. Electronic implants summon the dinosaurs to protect them from the fire. While Owen finds and tranquilizes Beta, a Gigantosaurus threatens the group but is fatally attacked by a Therizinosaurus and Tyrannosaurus Rex. A remorseful Wu escapes with the group in a Biosyn helicopter. Ellie and Alan rekindle their relationship before testifying alongside Ian and Ramsey against Biosyn. Owen, Claire, and Maisie return home and reunite Blue and Beta. Wu discovers and releases a pathogen to eradicate the locusts. Around the world, dinosaurs adapt to coexist with modern animals, while the United Nations declares Biosyn Valley a dinosaur sanctuary. Now, we all know the story of Jurassic Park and Jurassic World and Ellie Sattler, Dr. Ellie Sattler, Dr. Alan Grant, and Dr. Ian Malcolm from the Jurassic Park days, and now and Dr. Henry Wu, who's been around since those days as well. You know, for me personally, I thought this was a great film. Now, I don't understand why some individuals didn't like it and other individuals loved it. Like, the younger crowd loved it versus the older crowd. But I felt like this was a great movie. It had action, it had dinosaurs, it had chases, it had pretty much everything. It had the bad guys, the good guys, it had it all. It had dangerous dinosaurs, it had herbivores. You know, it had all of that stuff. Just like every single Jurassic Park film all three Jurassic Park films. And all of the Jurassic World films before this one. It just had everything in it. And I loved it. And I recommend you go see it. Now, this is just my opinion. You don't have to like my opinion. You don't have to agree with my opinion. But I felt like this was a great movie from start to finish. It was just, it had the T-Rex, it had some dinosaurs from the Jurassic Park time, it had some new dinosaurs that we've never seen before, it had some characters from the previous Jurassic Park days, it had the characters like Owen Grady and Claire Deering, and some new characters that were introduced in this film. You got Maisie Lockwood, you got all these characters that returned from the original Jurassic World movie, the two previous movies, and then you had not every single actor that was in the originals, but the four major ones that were in the originals were in this film. And that's what I look for when it's, a film that has more than one movie in it. I like to see new characters and how they're developed, and old characters and how they place them into a film. Like, for the Harry Potter, you could talk about the Harry Potter films like that. You could talk about the Fast and Furious films. You could talk about the Avatar film, even though the second one hasn't been released yet. You could talk about the Divergent series, the Hunger Games films, all of that stuff. And you could talk about, the Lord of the Rings books and the Hobbits Hobbits movies and stuff. All of that stuff plays a factor into that kind of things that I like when it's more than one film in the series. So, and there's other films I could talk about too that would have that, that storyline and bringing those characters from the originals to the new movies and having new characters added to the films and whatnot. But I'm getting off topic here, so let's just say this: I'm giving this a solid B grade from me. Now, I don't know what it would have needed to make it an A movie or an A plus or any of that stuff, so don't ask me about that. But I do give it a solid B grade for everything they did with this film. And who knows if there's going to be another series of films like 30 years from now. Who knows at this point, and what they would call those movies, if they were to call them anything. Anyways, there are no birthdays on YouTube. There's no birthdays on Instagram today. So I will see you tomorrow with a brand new vlog. And then hopefully, like I said, I've gone to see the Black Phone movie either Saturday, Sunday, or Monday next week. Saturday and Sunday would be this week, or Monday would be next week. So who knows about that? And maybe I'll go see Jurassic World Dominion again some point next week, or tomorrow, or whenever. I can do that, Everyone can go see a movie multiple times if they want to. Anyways, bye-bye.